Rawan Zaidi, you're
Yes.
the administrative director of Nakhla.
Yes, Nakhla.
Could you explain, what does Nakhla do?
Well, first, I would love to thank you for having me. Second thing I want to say, Nakhla is the first entrepreneurial enterprise in Iraq that provides integrated agricultural professional services to maintain and take care of palm trees. So the idea came when we realized that we as an Iraqi society and Middle Eastern society, basically our economy in a country is based on oil. So what we need is to find something more sustainable because the oil will run out one day. So looking back to our culture, looking back to 7,000 years ago, you would always see a certain print goes with all the civilizations in Iraq that went through on all the times, which is the palm tree. And when we did our research, it showed that the palm trees are actually the largest and oldest and biggest sustainable economic agricultural wealth in Iraq. And that's being neglected and uncared for. So what we do basically is to provide annual caring services that starts from pruning to vaccination, fertilization, harvesting, curving and covering the branches, and also the on-site cleaning. Adding to that, after the harvest services, which is cleaning and packaging the dates and return it to the homeowners and put the other percent in the markets. All of this services that we provide in exchange of an annual subscription and a percentage of the dates. Our services is provided for the homeowners, which have palm trees inside their lands, governmental institutions with palm trees in their lands, palms in the streets, farm palms, and also private sectors and everybody, basically everybody and everyone with a palm tree in their lands. Yes.
That's impressive. What made you successful as an entrepreneur?
As a person or as a company?
As a person.
As a person, I believe perseverance and challenging everything around me. Where I come from, I'm considered quite a rebel character, because it's not very usual to see someone who stand up to everything and everyone and just say no. The power of saying no actually quite helped with being a successful entrepreneur, a successful businesswoman. And perseverance and always trying more and more, how many times, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, it doesn't matter what kind of field you're in. The more you try, the more you learn, being eager to learn is just, I believe, one of the main qualities that made me who I am.
That's impressive. What is your greatest success?
Being me. Because I don't like to sum it into the business Nakhla itself, because all the experience that I have learned through working in a car company, through working in the media, through working with the marketing and sales departments, through working in the administration, and then through working in an entrepreneurial enterprise, all of these qualities and things that I have learned made me who I am, and shaped my personality, and is still shaping my personality each day. And that's what I consider the greatest success.
And your biggest failure, you want to share it?
My biggest failure, yeah, I would love to share it actually, because it's an inspiring story. Not being able to get my first bachelor's degree. Yes, because it overlapped with the work and kind of brought me some personal conflicts, and because I'm a stubborn and rebel, I was saying no too much, and that caused me till the point that I needed to shift my bachelor's degree career.
And still you're here.
Still I'm here.
Yeah. What about entrepreneurship in Iraq? It's not easy.
Not easy, not very old. It's a new concept. It's been only here for a few years now. There is a lack of understanding between the private sector and the entrepreneurial sector, with the governmental sectors and with the law firms and the court that's shaping the laws, the commercial laws. In Iraq, there is no commercial law for small and medium enterprises or startups or entrepreneurial enterprises, and this is one of the most challenging things that we face. But then there have been some movements in the last 2 years, I believe, with the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Ministry of Justice to actually, alongside it with a lot of organizations like the GIZ and the UNDP and several more, to actually shape a law that can facilitate our work. Because legally we're considered like a normal company with all the normal tax fees and everything.
What kind of support is needed?
Governmental support when it comes to the understanding, not the financial support. The facilitation of laws creating and the facilitation of communication. This is one of the most important things that's needed in my community.
Can governments and private sector find each other and collaborate?
Yes, of course. We're actually, it's a chain. And it's an overlapping loops, and if one loop is broken, the entire chain will fall apart. And we're trying. This chain was falling apart and been broken for so many years, and right now we're trying to rebuild it again. We're putting the wires, with doing connections, like from our side, like in Nakhla, we're doing connections with the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Water Supplies, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Environment, Baghdad Municipality, and everyone that might be interested or involved into our business.
This theme of the Ignite conference, you have been here today, you've heard it several times, the theme is Reimagine Jobs.
Yes.
What do you think when you hear that?
It's a quite tricky theme, by the way, because when you're reimagining jobs, that means you're responsible of creating jobs. That means you're more responsible for other people's lives. And this is, I think it's the base core of having an entrepreneurial enterprise. Creating the jobs that you once looked for, because all of us at some point wanted someone to hire us. But then when you become the employer, you need to think on a larger scale on how to provide better for your employees and how to create a better working environment for them to actually scale and grow with you. It's not just it's not a selfish process where you learn and grow on their behalf and because of their effort. It's something that you give and take. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think of the goals of Ignite?
I love the goals of Ignite. They're quite impressive, actually. They're very inspiring, very empowering for youth, and they encourage more people to actually take a look on the private sector and the entrepreneurial sector in the Arab world, the Europe, all around the globe, actually. But then having this instinct or motive to actually take a look of what those people are doing, and maybe you would be interested into investing in them and you can grow together. So I believe that these goals are quite impressive.
And you are contributing today. You
Yes.
have had a panel earlier.
Yes, I had a panel regarding the gender equality thing for women entrepreneurs. I was talking about the financial inclusion of women into the entrepreneurship world, and also about the challenges that we face as female entrepreneurs inside our own communities.
And what was your solution? What did you try to bring?
Surprisingly, by supporting female entrepreneurs, my solution was not to consider men as the enemy, because we live in a world where everything is collaborating together, and we women cannot do everything by ourselves. And also do men cannot do anything by themselves. So we need to collaborate together. We need to empower other women, encourage them, charge them with enthusiasm and inspiration, and also teach them how to make profitable and good outcome allies from the successful men, because believe it or not, men are more experienced than us when it comes to the business world, because they were built into it since like 500, 600, 700 years ago. And it's only recently that we actually stood up for ourselves and decided that we have a seat at the table. So they had the entire table for so long, And it would be stupid from us not to learn from them how did they take charge of the entire table for this long.
Yeah. So you're a great partner for Spark to bring this message.
Yes, I hope so.
Could you describe your relationship?
With Spark? It's quite fruitful, actually. Nakhla's relationship with Spark has been going for almost 3 years now. We first collaborated into a grant program regarding the artificial intelligence technologies being put into the agricultural services. And then we collaborated again into Impact Hub, which is a program that was held in North Iraq, in Kurdistan, to link the private sector with the CDC departments inside the universities. And through this link, we can actually build a tunnel for the fresh graduates and senior students into finding the businesses of their dreams and the jobs of their dreams by linking their universities with the private sector. And right now we're here in the Ignite.
And still have another program to go this afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, a lot more to come.